Okay, so that was very early Paul Gilbert Razor X era inspired alternate picking run. And it's basically how I came up with this was to sit around and improvise different runs, believe it or not. And a lot of people seem to be like, wow, how's that possible? But it's really once you get these in this case it's just based on ascending sixes. So once you get those down in one position, they're pretty easy to move around. So after you get to that stage, and you can check out my 3-note per string system for ideas about how to develop that and how to practice it. Because once you get, I mean, even just that one pattern, as you can see, you can get a pretty cool aggressive sounding lick, and it didn't take much practice on my part. I put up a blooper on Instagram where I fucked it up, excuse my language, but but really it was just sort of mapping out where I wanted to go. So the actual technique was already there, and that's the way I've approached technical stuff from the beginning. I wanted to be able to use it while improvising. So while I'm showing you these as sort of lick of the week, oh yeah, and this is lick of the week number 12, by the way, but I didn't really learn that many licks per se, and definitely not in the way where you learn something really long and just try to chuck it in your improvisation somewhere. So and again, I know I mentioned this a lot, but I believe it's so important, so I want this to be second nature to you too. So in this case, what I would like you to take from this is just to see how one way you can organize these 6-note patterns around the neck, and the possibilities are endless, really. So, but with all that said, let's check it out. So it's in E minor, very Razor X, Paul Gilbert-ish, and really this 6-note pattern could be a lot of players, but what makes it some more early Razor X, early Paul Gilbert style is this beginning. So basically I slide into this C note, try to get a little bit of a pinch harmonic. I don't have the full volume on here, so because it's really annoying to listen to. So, but you can sort of hear it in the initial lick where I have all the gain on. So basically the pattern is slide in, hammer, pull off, and then pick. And then we start the actual sequence. And so you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 notes here as well. But it can actually be nice to just hang on that note for a while. So not necessarily too in time, so to speak. Okay, so enough of that. We just use the natural minor in E, like I said, and use 3-note per string throughout the whole thing. And first off, we ascend 4 strings, so 2 groups of 6. So we have F sharp or Re. So I'm gonna do the solfege here, so you have to practice it. Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Te, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La. Okay, so that's the first group. Then we restart on Mi here. So we go Mi, Fa, Sol, lay, do, re, mi, fa, sol, lay, te. Okay, and after that we ascend on the D string, D and G string here, so 2 positions. So not gonna harass you with the solfege anymore, so we just go 5, 5, 7, 9, 5, 7, 9, 7, 9, 10, and I usually use 1, 3, 4 always when it's a whole step and a half step. But in this case I use 1, 2, 4 because it makes more sense. Just sort of the beginning of the Dorian scale type shape. Again we have, and then we jump down to the C note here. So again we have to do this skip from the G string down to the low E string, and then we ascend 4 strings again, and the pattern is 8, 10, 12, 9, 10, 12, 9, 10, 12, 9, 11, 12. After that we restart the whole thing, this whole thing, 1 octave higher. So we had a C here, and we have a C here. Then we just do exactly the same thing. So we have exactly the same fingering pattern. We only have to shift up here 1 extra fret because of the tuning between the G and B strings. So okay, so after that we'll go up to the A on the 17th fret and just play. I think I actually did a bend with the pinky, but it doesn't matter. And again, this whole ending here, there's just something to end it with. Again, what you want to get out of this is to be able to just make up your own 6-note patterns and move them around the neck. So again, from the beginning, first sort of Paul Gilbert tag. Whoops, not that note. Okay, practice advice here. I would recommend that you check out the 3-note per string system, because that's where I outline the way I practice this stuff and how I developed it the most. I mean, I tried a bunch of different stuff in the beginning, but I really found that working on the accents thing and working on the looping thing really helped with all these 3-note per string patterns. So, but if you want to practice something longer like this and actually learn something, I mean, if you want to learn a solo and you really have to play it like it is, you can still use the accents is a really good thing to do then. If we just skip this one and just accent the 1 on each group of 6, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you do the same thing and accent the second one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so on. So I should have accented that. But And you need to go really slowly to do this accurately. So I would probably sit around like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And go on like that. And then, of course, accent the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth note as well of each group. But the point here is that you can't really sit around and go practice at that tempo to do this with control. And so always seems to be the challenge with students and with myself sometimes to really slow it down to where I'm actually programming in something worthwhile in my music computer upstairs. So hopefully this has been helpful, and it's a pretty, I actually like this one because it's pretty aggressive and it looks kind of cool with all its skipping stuff, and it's pretty hard to play as well with all the skips. But even though I probably could get it a bit cleaner if I worked on it, I actually kind of like it when it's not sloppy per se, but sort of it's got this sort of on the edge sound that you're sort of. I think someone described Ed Van Halen's playing like that, where it's like it's all, you get a feeling that it could get out of hand at any second, and it gets a sort of a really on the edge of your seat kind of feeling to it, compared to listening to something, you know, with MIDI precision. But with that said, I'm not gonna glorify mistakes or stuff like that. But I find in this case, these skips sort of make it really hard to play it super perfectly. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people could do it right away, but I would need to work a bit more to get it up to that super clean status. But I kind of like it this way, so hope you do too. And again, if you have any problems with anything, just email me and we'll sort it out as quickly as possible. Okay, so have a good week and good luck.